Hi, I'm Jesse Thornburg with Gridfruit. We're excited to be partnered with Southern California Edison and EPRI for Incubate Energy Labs 2020. At Gridfruit, we put energy data to work to reduce the electricity bills for food stores and at the same time reducing emissions and peak demand for the grid.
Gridfruit technology provides SCE with the opportunity to address high evening peak loads and reducing greenhouse gas emissions while providing underserved convenience stores and potentially even supermarket stores with real cost reductions.
The challenge we are tackling at Gridfruit for Incubate Energy Labs is to reduce the power demand spikes that stem from refrigeration defrost. Oftentimes, these defrost cycles occur at adverse times for both the store and the utility that serves the convenience store's electricity needs.
Through this project, we demonstrated that we can save the convenience stores of Southern California Edison $13.5 million per year, and we can provide $24 million per year of savings across all of California.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we transitioned our project to a simulation platform. Through these simulations, Gridfruit gained valuable insights into how to tune our optimization algorithm across various climate zones, as well as a stronger understanding of how utility pricing structures connect to both reducing cost for the end user and reducing power demand for the utility.
The results of our experiments that we did using the modeling tools that Gridfruit has showed a bill savings of approximately 7.5% for the customers, a peak reduction of 4.5%, and greenhouse gas reduction of 4.7%.
And I would say participating in the Incubate Energy has been really valuable for us. We got connected with different utilities and we received valuable feedback.
Hi, everybody. I'm Annie Hawk. I am the program co-lead for Incubate Energy Labs, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you today Team Gridfruit. We'll get right to it, and I'd like to turn the mic over to Jesse Thornburg. And Jesse, tell us who you are, about Gridfruit, and what it is you do.
Thanks, Annie. I'm Jesse Thornburg, co-founder of Gridfruit. We're really excited to be partnering with Southern California Edison and EPRI for Incubate Energy Labs 2020. My team formed Gridfruit from energy technology we developed at MIT and Carnegie Mellon University. We reduce energy bills for food businesses by optimizing how their refrigeration runs. We do this by building digital twins of the food businesses, and then we use artificial intelligence with refrigeration data so our software learns and accommodates the needs of each food business. This in turn helps the grid by reducing peak demand and greenhouse gas emissions.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jesse. Appreciate that. We're going to pivot next to Edwin Hornquist. And Edwin, you want to introduce yourself, please, and talk about why this project, why Gridfruit, and why it's important to you at SCE.
My name is Edwin Hornquist. I'm with Southern California Edison. I oversee the Emerging Technologies program at Edison and statewide. The fundamental reason why we were attracted to this project initially, or this technology, was the fact that we was focusing on an important area for the utility, the area where we are trying to manage our evening peak. We're trying to manage our 4 to 9 peak, but also we want to do it smartly by providing benefits to our customers. And the question was, the fundamental question that Gridfruit brought to us was, we can do this and we can do it with no impact to the customer. And bringing value to both to you and to the customer. And not only that, we're focusing on convenience stores initially as part of this pilot demonstration that essentially reduces the risk for us on subsequent phases of this project. And by focusing on an underserved market, we felt that addressing also program needs. So not only it presented an opportunity for this markets that have been underserved for many years, but also the potential for a growth beyond its current application. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Edwin. So we'll turn it over to Ami Amarnath from EPRI now. So Ami, introduce yourself and then talk a little bit about what we did in this demonstration and what the results were.
Thank you, Annie. Again, my name is Ami Amarnath. I'm a senior technical executive in the customer solutions group at EPRI. I manage energy efficiency, demand response, and related areas of research. So this whole idea, like Edwin mentioned, is the reduction of peak demand. And one of the underserved markets is convenience stores, stores like 7-Eleven. So the whole idea is to use this artificial intelligence platform and modeling technology that Jesse and his team has developed at Gridfruit, and explore this possibility of testing it in several stores in Southern California and in California in general. Because of COVID, we went forward with doing a simulation of this whole area using their artificial intelligence platform. And like Edwin mentioned, in the 3 areas, that is of importance. One is reduction in bills for the customer, which is one of the most important area. Second is peak reduction for the utility. And thirdly, related to greenhouse gas reduction. The modeling exercise that we did showed that for the whole state of California, there are over 12,000 of these small convenience stores. We can see approximately 7.5% reduction in bill savings for the customers, approximately 4.5% of peak reduction, and 4.7% of greenhouse gas reduction. So this is a wonderful exercise. For Southern California Edison service territory, the results are more or less similar, and this is what the results of the project were. Thank you, Annie.
Hey, excellent, Ami. Thank you so much. I'd like to shift it back to Edwin. Edwin, so what do these results mean for Southern California Edison, and what's next?
Yeah, so as Ami mentioned, the potential is pretty large in focusing on an underserved part of our customer base. So the savings are real. Savings are potentially scalable to other similar end uses and that have refrigeration type equipment, which is very exciting. So this alone represents already a pretty interesting opportunity, very impactful opportunity when at scale, and it does deliver savings to the consumer. So what we want to see next is really validating these outcomes in a way in situ through some sort of a field demonstration. And the idea is that by doing this, we'll be able to really understand any other barriers that potentially could crop up in the course of implementing these solutions. There is a roadmap that Jesse may talk about a little bit later, perhaps, but it talks about how some of these less challenging and easier implementation pathways are, but we're excited about that we were able to validate with fairly good degree of certainty where the opportunities are and bring value this way. And we're excited for Gridfruit and partnering with them and continuing to understand this potential solution better.
Edwin. Jesse, could you talk a little bit more about what this means for Gridfruit?
Definitely. Yeah, through this project, we were able to show the benefits we provide at a new scale. As Ami mentioned, that's basically looking at effects in the convenience stores across SoCal Edison and across the whole state of California. And the reductions he mentioned translate to $13.5 million in annual savings for Edison's convenience stores and $24 million in annual savings across California. So we have been actually expanding on those results in the digital twins. Now we're modeling larger stores to even throw that into the aggregation and look at the results, partnering the control in larger stores with the convenience stores Thankfully, Edwin and his team are introducing us to food stores for that in situ field testing. And we're also in advanced talks with several utilities in the Southeast who are interested in these results and the demand reduction and emissions reductions that we're demonstrating for Southern California Edison.
Great, thank you. Ami, in 30 seconds, what do these results mean for EPRI and what's next?
I think, thank you, Annie. I think Edwin and Jesse have expanded on this. And essentially, it's really to validate the technology in doing some real live testing in convenience stores. That's item number one. Expanding it around the country, doing a collaborative test with a bunch of other utilities. And finally, expanding it beyond just the peak reduction in the defrost cycles, perhaps looking at the HVAC loads optimization and things of that nature. So this is a very exciting project and we are excited to move forward.